I love Kendall Square. It's very personal for me. We moved as a family to Massachusetts and to Cambridge in 2010, so only 2 short years after the KSA was established. And my kids were really little then, and they've grown up literally coming to Kendall Square all the time. We eat at all your restaurants, Mex and Smoke Shack and Fuji and Marmalades, and I'm having 2 more events tonight, one at Evu and one at Schreiber. And I was just at Catalyst and Area 4, and so we've spent so many of our winters ice skating here, so many of our summers kayaking here. We love Kendall Square, and it has been truly impressive and remarkable to see how it's changed from 2010 when we moved here to now. And as these folks all just said from that video, this is just the beginning. So we are so grateful for this amazing organization, this amazing place. And then now professionally, I have to say thank you, it's kind, Beth, to highlight 2 of these big wins. I just will say these wins were not easy. And you should not be thanking me. I should be thanking you. Because on both of these wins, a key part of us winning these super competitive grants for the federal government was Kendall Square. So I will start with Chips and Science. This is a federal project by President Biden to give states $250 billion and to try to make sure we stay on the forefront, advanced technologies in defense and science and chips and all these areas. This piece that we bid on, 83 different places bid. We were one of 8 that won. And the number that you gave was 19 million. That's just right now to get started. It's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars over the next many years that is coming to our state. And we could not have won this. I remember sitting in the room with Sarah, right? When we said we need to work together. You'll hear me talk a lot about Team Massachusetts. I have my Taylor Swift bracelet and then my Team Massachusetts bracelet. Very, very high priority bracelets here. But we talk all about Team Massachusetts. We could not have won. We sat in Sarah's office at MIT and said, we need MIT on Team Massachusetts to help us win this, along with Lincoln Labs and MITRE and Analog Devices and Applied Materials and all of our ecosystem. And we won. So this is a huge win. And then the ARPA H was an even a bigger deal. So the Biden administration said, we want to think bigger. We want to have moonshots to really solve the big remaining problems and diseases in healthcare. So we're going to create this startup within the government called ARPA H, several $1 billion of funding. There will be 2 hubs in the country. And so we decided to compete, and lots of other very aggressive states and places competed. And we again rallied Team Massachusetts, and we actually had our pitch day. We got 1 day where all the folks from DC came, and we had to show them why we should be one of the 2 hubs. And that pitch day happened here in Kendall Square. And we had all kinds of debates around like what's happening in the morning, what's happening in the afternoon, where are we going, what's going to be lunch. And we specifically said we wanted to be here in Kendall and we want to have a show of force because Kendall highlights everything magical about Massachusetts. We have our universities, MIT, we have all of our research institutions, our nonprofits, and we have small businesses, and we have the whole community here. And the thing we said that was really important is we were praying for good weather, which luckily we got. We want to walk between buildings because when you walk on the street, you pass by the art, you pass by the coffee shops, you pass by people talking, and you see why it's so important, this 1 square mile, this geography, to being the hub for ARPA H. And so we blew them away that day, and it was just announced a couple weeks ago, and this is going to be, the program is a couple $1 billion. We are one of 2 hubs. Their office is right here, and all of this money will be flowing through across all of our ecosystem to help us think about the future of life sciences. So it's a huge win, but we could not have won this without Team Kendall Square. So thank you, Team Kendall Square, for that. And I want to say this is just the beginning. So in our state, we once every 4 years have to work on a state economic development plan. We are in that year right now. We have put together an awesome council with folks here from the life sciences industry and from MIT and across all of our state and all of our businesses. We've also done regional meetings across the state. We've had more than 1,300 people show up for those, which is awesome. And then we've done sector-specific conversations on small business, tourism, life sciences, tech, hospitals. And we are now deep in trying to kind of prioritize the ideas. And I think a lot of the themes that we're working on are going to resonate with Kendall. And hopefully we can partner and help Kendall continue to build and have more success even in the next chapter. So some of the themes that we are working on, one is really making sure we continue to invest in fundamentals for economic growth. And top of that list of fundamentals is housing and transportation. So those are going to be priorities, which I'm sure will resonate with everyone here. So there you go. So we have much to do, but it's the top of that list. We also are going to continue to invest in all kinds of infrastructure and supporting main streets and economic development, as well as big projects. So that's bucket one, fundamentals. Bucket two is around talent. And that is really our secret sauce in Massachusetts. It's what makes us so different, and it's really what propels everything else we do. We have amazing talent, homegrown. Our K through 12 educational system is awesome. And then we have the world's best brains coming to our state and coming actually to Cambridge and to Kendall. How do we keep our talent here? And so a big part of that is thinking through with all of you, what are the ways that we can have programs and internships and pathways to keep people here in our state? Part of that is also telling our story. And I think Kendall is the embodiment of what is awesome about Massachusetts. And we are living in such strange, weird, and actually very sad times in lots of ways when you think about what's happening in the Middle East or Russia or with climate. And I think that we in Massachusetts have this opportunity right now to lead and do something very special. And Kendall represents that. We can be a leader by being two things at the same time. One is being a super strong economy that is high growth, mission-driven, innovation-driven, solving really big, important problems around fighting climate change, curing disease, taking care of each other, AI, defense. So we can be an amazing, strong economy with all kinds of jobs for all kinds of people. And at the same time, we can be an awesome community that loves each other, that has great food and great small businesses and arts and culture, lets you love who we are and love, that looks diverse like this room, that has young people, older people, that really celebrates all of these freedoms. If we can do those things, this is a chance for us to lead, not only here in Massachusetts, but really for our country and the world. So that's part of our story that we want to tell to really keep talent. And then the third bucket is really around sectors. So what sectors should we be focusing on for economic growth? Top of that list, I talk about lengthening the lead. We already are world leaders because of Kendall Square. So top of that list is life sciences and healthcare. How do we lengthen the lead? And we have a reauthorization of the life sciences bill coming up. And how can we think bigger along with ARPA-H about that? Another big area for us is advanced manufacturing robotics, also very key here to Kendall Square. And the other area is AI, and AI applied to all of the parts of our economy. I think we're still in very early innings, and I think we have a real shot to be a big player in these next innings, especially with all the resources we have in the state, and especially here in Kendall. And then the other thing is there are certain sectors that we are not quite yet global leaders, but we should be. And we have all the ingredients there. We just need to be intentional. One of those areas is climate tech. We already are fighting the fight on climate tech and climate change. How do we also drive innovation and growth and companies and jobs? So how do we do that? And the other area, strangely, it's funny to pair the two together, but is tourism. So we're almost on the 250th anniversary of the founding of our country. And people like Pennsylvania and Virginia are trying to say that the country was founded there. But guess what? The shot of the world was here in Massachusetts. And so we want to own this celebration and have tourism and culture and arts be a big part of our state economic growth. And the other thing we want to do is for all sectors is make the state easier to navigate for every business. So I hope some of these themes resonate with you all, but the real vision here for our state is to be the best. And Kendall Square really represents that. When I went to DC, I tried to talk to the folks in Commerce and the White House about, why Massachusetts should win some of these grants. They said, oh yeah, but you already have Kendall. That's what we're trying to get the whole country to be like. And I said, yes, we have Kendall, but Kendall can contribute so much, and we want the rest of the state to be like Kendall Square. And so we have Team Massachusetts, which is awesome, and we have Team Kendall Square, and we're so, so grateful for you. So very excited to celebrate with you all. Thank you all so much, and excited to work together on this economic plan and all the growth ahead. So thank you so much.